The war chamber of Kardrax was a cavern of shadows and steel. Massive bronze plates lined the walls, engraved with the brutal history of the Ironjaw Orcs. Jagged tusks, trophies from 1,000 battles, hung beneath flickering torchlight. The air smelled of scorched hydraulics and oil. Warlord Grok Ironfang sat on his throne, a hulking figure clad in heavy exo-armor. His hydraulic spike-augmented gauntlets hissed softly as he flexed his clawed fingers. The armor's plates were scarred but gleamed with deadly promise. Around him stood War Commander Kragzok and Tactical Advisor Borthok, their own suits humming with power. Grok let out a low, rumbling laugh. "Humans are weak flesh," he snarled, voice like grinding metal. "No muscles under that soft skin, no claws, no fangs, just tiny bones and thinner hides." He slammed a fist into the bronze table, making the iron plates clatter. "They have no honor in brute strength. We crush them before they even learn to fight," Kragzok growled. "Their ships are slow, their weapons simple. Crusher-class warships with kinetic disruptors, blunt force cannons made for smashing hulls, not clever tricks. We will overwhelm them with shockwave shields and break their fragile defenses like glass." Vorthok's eyes, sharp and calculating behind his visor, narrowed. "Warlord, I have intercepted transmissions from human systems. They are not merely defending. They demand we decode a galaxy-wide encryption signal, a code even our best decryption engines cannot crack." Grok scoffed, but the edge in Vorthok's tone gave him pause. "Encryption? Humans playing with puzzles they cannot solve." Borthok shook his heavy head. "No, Warlord. They seek to uncover a secret hidden across star systems. It is why their ships move with such purpose. They believe the key lies within that signal." Kragzok slammed a gauntleted fist on the table. "Ha! Let them waste time on their riddles. We will show them the meaning of power. No code can save them from the Ironjaw Orcs." His armor hissed hydraulically as he leaned forward, eyes burning with battle fury. "But we cannot ignore this cunning," Vorthok warned, stepping closer. "Humans have survived countless wars by using their minds, not just muscle. They adapt, and now they hunt this ancient message. If we do not stop them, they will grow stronger." The war chamber darkened as Grok stood, towering over his advisors. His voice deepened, colder. "Very well. Let our fleet shadow the human systems. Prepare the shockwave shield assault. We will break their defenses with brute force and cut the threat before it grows." He turned toward the massive viewport, where the stars of the outer rim shimmered cold and distant. "Weak flesh or not, humans are a problem. We will crush their curiosity and their will." Kragzok grinned fiercely. "Ironjaw Orcs do not fear flesh and bone. We fear only failure." Vorthok's gaze lingered on the distant systems. "This will be a war unlike any we have fought. The humans are unpredictable." Grok's laugh echoed again, dark and metallic. "Let them be unpredictable. We are Ironjaw Orcs. We will break the universe's secrets with the weight of our fists." The War Council ended with heavy clangs as the Ironjaw Orcs prepared their crushing advance. Beneath their arrogance, a ripple of unease stirred. The humans' puzzle was not just a code, it was a challenge to their very strength. And the Ironjaw Orcs would learn soon enough that flesh and bone hid more than weakness. As the Ironjaw Orcs watched the humans puzzle over the galaxy-wide code, they failed to notice the ancient warnings hidden deep within, messages older than any of them could imagine. On Station Elysium Prime, in the Andromeda sector, the marble halls of the Elder Coalition's archives glowed softly with blue luminescence. Towering shelves curved upward, packed with data crystals humming faintly, each holding secrets of civilizations long past. Archivist Lyra Vandel stood before the Elder Council chamber's grand holoprojector. Her fingers traced the intricate star charts and holographic scrolls floating in the air. Her voice was calm but carried a weight of urgency. "The humans," Vandel began, "have always been a riddle to us. Our oldest records speak of their latent evolutionary leap, a sudden surge in adaptability and intellect, unlike anything recorded in the galaxy." Historian Torin Kull stepped forward, his aged face illuminated by the projection of an ancient battle. During the Centauri Wars, long before the rise of the Ironjaw Orcs, humans emerged out of nowhere to shift the balance. It wasn't brute force. They had little of that by galactic standards, but they had something more dangerous. He tapped the projection, showing flickering scenes of human codemasters decrypting enemy communications in real time. These codemasters cracked enemy encryptions faster than any machine. They turned encrypted data into weapons. Entire fleets fell because they could predict enemy moves before the first shot was fired. Elder Council member Asha Merrick folded her hands. Her eyes were stern, shadowed with past regrets. We dismissed those warnings for too long. We believed humans were simple flesh and bone, incapable of matching our ancient technologies. But their patience, their strategic silence hides vast power. Their ability to adapt, to learn, and to evolve is unmatched. She gestured to a glowing data crystal etched with symbols of countless battles. The Elder Coalition once faced a similar threat, and we barely survived. We encoded warnings in this galaxy-wide cipher, a test, a trap. Humans are now cracking it. This signals a challenge not just to the Ironjaw Orcs, but to all who think themselves masters. Lyra Vandel's voice lowered. The human Cipher Core technology rumored in recent transmissions may be the key to unlocking secrets buried since the dawn of the galaxy. Torin Cal nodded gravely. If the humans reach the ancient energy source known as the Celestial Nexus, their power will grow beyond measure. Their technology will leap forward, fueled by secrets no other species can access. A hush fell over the chamber. The soft hum of the archive seemed to deepen, as if the station itself awaited the unfolding of fate. Merrick's gaze hardened. We must learn from the past. Never underestimate the silent ones, the seemingly weak. The galaxy's future is shifting, and humans are at the center of that storm. Outside, the stars shimmered cold and indifferent, but within these ancient halls a storm was gathering. Humanity's rise was no accident. It was written in history, and soon it would be written in fire. The scene is heavy with reverence and foreboding. The elders' calm voices mask deep anxiety. The atmosphere is tense, reflective, and charged with growing anticipation. The humans' hidden strength looms like a shadow over all races, an unstoppable force quietly preparing to reshape the galaxy. This ancient warning echoes through time, a reminder that the humans' quiet beginnings hide a power no one can afford to ignore. As the ancient warnings echoed through the cosmos, Commander Alex Johnson stared at the encrypted data, knowing that humanity held the key to a secret no one else could unlock. The bridge of the UESN Thunderbolt hummed quietly in orbit above Terra Nova, the jewel-blue planet glowing just beyond the panoramic windows. Polished white and gold consoles flickered softly. Holographic star maps floated above the central command table, shifting with every hand gesture. Johnson stood tall and calm, his dark hair neatly trimmed, eyes sharp with focus. The Stellar Navy patch gleamed on his uniform, a proud symbol of Earth's finest fleet. Around him, the crew moved with practiced precision. Commander Ryan Blake sat at the tactical station. His green eyes scanned multiple feeds, tracking the UESN Phoenix and UESN Nemesis as they patrolled nearby sectors. "Phoenix and Nemesis report all clear, Commander," Blake said, fingers dancing over his console. His voice was steady, but Johnson sensed the same tension beneath. Captain Mei Lin, communications specialist, leaned over a separate console, her fingers flying across the quantum entanglement COM-QEC interface. "I'm still parsing anomalies in the encryption," May said. "Some segments don't match any known patterns. It's like the code was layered with a secret language." Johnson nodded slowly. "Keep at it, May. Every fragment we crack brings us closer to understanding." Nearby, Captain Maya Patel inspected the weapons diagnostics terminal. Her calm voice cut through the quiet hum. "Aegis-class plasma cannons are at full power. Shield generators steady." No faults detected. Johnson turned to her with a faint smile. "Glad your team is ready. The Thunderbolt won't back down from whatever comes." The bridge was a blend of sleek design and cutting-edge technology. The Aegis-class plasma cannons, mounted along the Thunderbolt's hull, glowed faintly with a blue tinge. Their energy coils pulsed rhythmically, ready to unleash precise bursts of devastating power. The Sentinel sensor arrays scanned the surrounding space continuously, their long-range eyes probing the darkness for any sign of the Ironjaw Orc fleet. Those brutish aliens were known for their heavy Crusher-class warships, armored in jagged plates and armed with kinetic disruptors designed to crush anything in their path. Johnson's voice broke the quiet tension. "All hands, prepare for possible contact. Maintain readiness. We hold this sector." He walked over to the central command table. The star map zoomed in on the Omega sector, highlighting Terra Nova and the nearby jump gates. The encrypted signal shimmered in the corner, a puzzle wrapped in mystery. "May, how long until full decryption?" Johnson asked. "Days, maybe weeks, under normal conditions," May replied. "But with the Cipher Core module integration scheduled for next cycle, we might accelerate that." Johnson nodded. The Cipher Core was humanity's secret weapon, a powerful AI-driven system that could decode complex encryptions faster than any alien tech. But it was still in testing. Blake interrupted. "Commander, fleet support is standing by. Phoenix and Nemesis are ready to flank if needed." The UESN Phoenix was a sleek interceptor built for speed and precision strikes. Its vortex plasma cannons could adjust frequencies to bypass enemy shields, a technology still baffling many alien adversaries. The UESN Nemesis, larger and heavier armed, carried electronic warfare suites including Phantom ECM drones. Those drones could disrupt enemy targeting and communications, giving humans a tactical edge. Johnson's gaze returned to the star map, then the serene planet below. Terra Nova was humanity's new frontier world, rich in resources and strategic value. Losing it was not an option. He took a deep breath. "We didn't rise to dominance by hiding behind shields. We face every threat head-on. The Ironjaw Orcs think we're just fragile flesh and bone. They don't see what we built, our minds, our tech, our will." May glanced up from her console. "The encryption might be a trap, or a test. Then well be ready," Johnson said firmly. "Captain Patel, run a full weapons check and cycle the plasma coils once more. I want the Thunderbolt ready to fire on my command." Patel's fingers flew across the panel. "Understood, Commander. All systems green. Plasma coil cycling now." Blake's voice lowered. "Sir, I'm monitoring Orc fleet movements. No sudden jumps yet, but their Crusher-class ships are shadowing our patrols." Johnson's eyes narrowed. "They're watching, waiting for a weakness." He paused, then added, "There won't be one." The crew exchanged determined looks. Despite the looming threat, the atmosphere on the Thunderbolt was calm, professional, and confident. Johnson addressed the bridge crew. "Remember why we're here. The cosmos hides secrets, but humans don't just survive. We decode, adapt, and conquer. This encryption is just the next challenge." The hum of the ship's engines deepened as the Thunderbolt shifted orbit, aligning for optimal sensor coverage. Captain Mei Lin returned to her work, fingers dancing faster now, chasing the hidden keys inside the galaxy-wide code. Commander Ryan Blake adjusted tactical overlays, ready for any enemy move. Captain Maya Patel monitored plasma energy flows with steady hands. And Commander Alex Johnson stood at the heart of it all, the calm eye of the storm. The Stellar Navy's finest, ready to unlock the universe's secrets and defend humanity's place among the stars. The battle for Terra Nova was coming, and the humans were ready. Just as the crew celebrated their first breakthrough, the calm, shattered, Ironjaw Orc warships erupted from the shadows, their weapons blazing toward the Stellar Navy fleet. Commander Alex Johnson stood firm on the bridge of the UESN Thunderbolt. The sleek Aegis-class plasma cannons hummed to life, casting a blue glow over the polished controls. "All hands, battle stations!" Johnson's voice cut sharp through the rising alarm. Outside, the Omega Sector's blackness was torn by jagged fire. The Ironjaw Orc Crusher-class vessels surged forward. Massive hulks armored with thick, dented plates, their hulls covered in jagged spikes and glowing red sigils. Hydraulic pistons thumped as shockwave projectors pulsed, sending waves of kinetic energy that rippled through the void. "Commander Ryan Blake, how's our flanking squad?" Johnson asked, never taking his eyes from the tactical display. "UESN Phoenix here. Flank run initiated. Engaging their left wing," Blake replied, fingers flying over the helm. The Phoenix, smaller and nimble, darted through the chaos, plasma thrusters blazing orange. Captain Mei Lin's voice came steady through the calm. Ironjaw Orcs are jamming our sensors with shockwave shields. Their disruptors are locking on fast, activating countermeasures. Phantom ECM drones deployed from UESN Nemesis are online and scrambling their targeting arrays. Captain Maya Patel's calm voice filtered in next. Weapons diagnostics green, vortex plasma cannons charging to full power. No damage to systems yet. The Thunderbolt shuddered as an Orc kinetic disruptor impact slammed against its hull. Sparks flew. The shockwave shield crackled under assault. Johnson's jaw set tight. "Focus plasma fire on their disruptors," he ordered. "We take those out. Their shockwave shields weaken." The fleet obeyed. Bright blue bolts of plasma streaked across space, precise and deadly. One by one, the Orc disruptors flared and died, their shockwave shields flickering and weakening. "Phoenix Squadron, push ahead, draw their fire," Johnson ordered. Blake's voice was calm but fierce. "Understood, Commander. Engaging." The Phoenix surged forward, weaving through bursts of plasma and kinetic blasts. Blake's tactical mind outpaced the Orc warships, lining up a hit on their flagship Iron Maw. Once their command goes down, the rest will falter. Mei Lin's fingers danced over her console, tapping into their encrypted battle comms, trying to decode any incoming commands. So far, their encryption is complex, but making progress. Suddenly, a new volley of energy slammed into Nemesis. The Phantom ECM drone swarm scattered to intercept. "Nemesis holding steady," said Captain Patel. "Drones are jamming their sensor locks." Johnson's voice rose above the rising din. "We hold this line at all costs. For Terra Nova and the Stellar Navy." The battle raged on. The Ironjaw Orcs fought with brutal strength, their kinetic disruptors hammering the defenses, but human technology and tactics pushed back. The Thunderbolt's plasma cannons fired in rapid bursts, adaptive pulses piercing the Orc shields with surgical precision. "Commander, the Orc flagship shields are down to 30%, Blake reported. "Good," Johnson said. "All fire on Iron Maw. Concentrate everything." A massive plasma barrage slammed into the Iron Maw. Its great hull buckled, sparks and explosions blooming across its surface. The once menacing warship lurched and slowed. "Phoenix Squadron, prepare boarding parties," Johnson commanded. "We take that ship intact if we can." Blake smirked. "On it, Commander." Boarding pods ready. The battle's chaos was punctuated by shouts and alarms, but also the steady professionalism of the Stellar Navy crew. Captain Mei Lin's face was lit by flickering console screens as she worked tirelessly, decoding enemy signals and feeding intelligence. The Ironjaw Orc fleet began to falter, their shockwave shields failing under the relentless plasma assault. Their disruptors sputtered out one by one. Johnson's eyes narrowed. "Hold your ground. We're turning the tide." The storm of fire and steel in Omega Sector surged with fierce energy. The humans fought not just with weapons, but with sharp minds and iron will. The Ironjaw Orcs had come to crush them with brute force. Instead, they were met by precise, adaptive tactics and the unbreakable spirit of the Stellar Navy, and the battle was just beginning. As the Ironjaw Orcs launched their fierce attack, the Stellar Navy's brightest minds raced against time, and what they uncovered would change everything they thought they knew about the galaxy. Inside the tactical operations room of the UESN Thunderbolt, Commander Alex Johnson stood over a glowing hollow table, eyes sharp with focus. Around him, Captain Mei Lin's fingers flew across her console. The room hummed with tension and electric anticipation. "Cipher Core module is online," Mei Lin announced, voice steady but edged with excitement. "Initializing decryption sequence now." Johnson nodded, heart pounding. "This system isn't just breaking their comms, it's decoding the entire Ironjaw encryption live." The Cipher Core was a human secret weapon, a sleek, silver AI unit embedded deep within Thunderbolt's mainframe. It combined raw computational power with pattern recognition algorithms refined over decades. It could crack encryptions that no other species could even start to solve. On the holo display, streams of alien data transformed into clear star charts and tactical intel. Hidden within the Ironjaw Orc galaxy-wide encryption were coordinates, ancient, forgotten locations. Coordinates to the Celestial Nexus, Maylin said, voice low, an energy source older than any known civilization. The encryption was hiding it. Celestial Nexus, Johnson whispered, a power so vast it could fuel entire fleets for centuries. The room fell silent for a moment, the weight of the discovery sinking in. Commander Ryan Blake stepped forward, eyes fixed on the shifting data. If they protect that place with shockwave shields, no normal weapons will touch it. Their disruptors won't penetrate. Johnson clenched his jaw. Then it's time for the Vortex plasma cannons. Captain Maya Patel, monitoring weapons diagnostics, smiled grimly. Already calibrating. The Vortex plasma cannons were the Thunderbolt's deadliest armament. Unlike standard plasma weapons, these cannons emitted plasma bursts with adaptive frequency tuning. This meant they could alter their energy pulses in real time, slipping past enemy defense systems like a ghost. Patel's console glowed as she fed new targeting parameters into the weapon system, adjusting plasma output to 73 GHz frequency, she said, bypassing Ironjaw shockwave shield harmonics. Johnson's eyes gleamed with pride. Fire when ready! Outside the ship, energy coils on the Thunderbolt's turrets crackled with shifting blue and violet hues. The Vortex cannons unleashed silent thunder, plasma bolts streaking forward in a deadly rain. The weapons penetrated the Orc shockwave shields, sizzling through the energy barriers. One by one, enemy disruptors sparked and failed. Enemy shields down, Blake reported from his tactical station. Phoenix and Nemesis fleets are moving in. On the holomap, the UESN Phoenix and UESN Nemesis surged forward, weaving through debris and energetic flares. Blake coordinated their maneuvers seamlessly with the Cipher Core's predictions. The AI is forecasting their next moves, Blake said, voice taut with focus. We're staying 3 steps ahead. Enemy Orc ships attempted to regroup, firing kinetic disruptors with brutal force. But Thunderbolts, Phantom ECM drones swarmed, jamming targeting arrays and causing chaos. Maylin's fingers danced, decrypting enemy comms as they faltered. Their battle signals are scrambled. They don't know how we broke their code. Johnson's voice was calm but commanding. Keep the Cipher Core active. Feed every decrypted byte into the tactical network. As the battle raged, the Thunderbolt's weapons continued their deadly rhythm. The Vortex cannons adapted, shifting plasma frequencies to exploit every weakness revealed by the decrypted data. It's like they're firing with the enemy's own secrets, Maylin marveled. Johnson stepped back, watching the holotable as Orc ships blinked out under precise plasma strikes. We've turned their strength against them, he said quietly. Their own encryption is our weapon now. Patel's voice cut in, steady and sure. Weapon system stable. No overheating. Vortex cannons ready for sustained fire. Johnson nodded. Then let's make sure this is the last battle the Ironjaw Orcs ever fight. Around them, the crew's tense focus shifted to exhilaration. The Cipher Core module had revealed a hidden power. The Vortex plasma cannons delivered it with surgical precision. The human secret was no longer secret. A new chapter was beginning. The Celestial Nexus was within reach, and humanity was ready. This moment was the turning point. The Ironjaw Orcs' brutal assault had met the unstoppable force of human ingenuity. Johnson glanced at Maylin. Prepare full tactical integration. We're going to need every advantage. She smiled, eyes shining. Already ahead of you, Commander. Blake leaned in. Let's finish this. Together, Johnson said, voice ringing with resolve. We decode, we conquer, we evolve. Thunderbolt's hull thrummed with power as the Vortex plasma cannons charged once again. The battle for the galaxy's deepest secret had just begun, and humanity held the key. As the truth unfolded, I couldn't help but wonder what this secret meant for us all. Was humanity ready to face what lay beyond the stars? The bridge of the UESN Thunderbolt buzzed quietly beneath the steady hum of the Aegis-class plasma cannons charging. Commander Alex Johnson stood tall, eyes fixed on the holographic battle map. Around him, the crew tightened their grips on their consoles. The air was thick with tension and something stronger, hope. Listen up, Johnson's voice cut through the low murmur on the bridge. Calm but firm. We're not just fighting for survival. We're fighting because we are human. Because we don't back down, no matter the odds." He paused, letting his words sink in. Captain Mei Lin glanced up from her console, fingers still dancing over the Cipher Core module interface. Her eyes met his. A silent nod passed between them. "We are more than flesh and bone," Johnson continued, voice rising steadily. "We are curiosity. We are adaptation. We are an unbreakable will carved from generations of struggle and triumph." The hologram above the command center flickered, showing the Ironjaw Orc Crusher-class warships closing in, their kinetic disruptors charging like thunderclaps in space. But the Thunderbolt's vortex plasma cannons glowed with shifting blue and violet hues, ready to fire with surgical precision. "The universe hides its secrets," Johnson said, "but humans do not just survive. We decode. We conquer. We evolve." Commander Ryan Blake, piloting the UESN Phoenix in the flanking maneuver, spoke up over comms. "Thunderbolt, Phoenix here. Orc disruptors failing. Your plasma bursts are slicing through their shields like a hot blade." Johnson allowed himself a brief smile. "Good work, Blake. Keep the pressure on." He turned back to the crew. "This battle is more than a fight for Terra Nova or Omega Sector. It's a testament to our legacy. The Stellar Navy stands on the shoulders of every sailor who dared to sail the dark, every codebreaker who cracked impossible encryptions, every engineer who refused to let a system fail." Captain Maya Patel, overseeing weapons diagnostics aboard the UESN Nemesis, chimed in over the comm channel. "Vortex cannons at full capacity, all systems nominal. Nemesis ready to support." Johnson nodded. "Patel, your team's work is vital. Every second counts." He stepped forward, voice growing stronger, filled with raw conviction. "The Ironjaw Orcs think we are weak. They see our flesh and bone and mock what they don't understand. But they do not see our minds, our spirit, our ability to turn their galaxy-wide encryption against them." He gestured to the Cipher Core module glowing softly at the center of the bridge. "This AI, our codemaster, unlocked the Celestial Nexus coordinates hidden beneath layers of their war signals. They wanted to keep that secret from us. But humanity does not yield to secrets. We break them." A hush fell over the bridge. Even the distant roar of battle seemed to pause. Johnson's voice softened, filled with fierce pride. "No alien force will silence humanity's quest for truth, freedom, knowledge." He looked each officer in the eye. "We are the Stellar Navy. Our ancestors fought in the Centauri Wars. We carry their honor, their fire." He raised his fist. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for every child who will look up at the stars and dream." The crew mirrored his gesture, voices rising in unison. "For Terra Nova! For the Stellar Navy! For humanity!" The bridge erupted with energy. The Thunderbolt's plasma cannons flared, sending rippling arcs of blue fire toward the Orc fleet. The UESN Phoenix and Nemesis danced through space, executing flawless maneuvers, phantom drones buzzing to disrupt enemy sensors. Johnson's eyes burned with determination. "Stand ready. This is our moment. Show them who we are." As the battle raged outside, Johnson's words anchored the crew. They were not just fighting, they were humanity's hope made manifest, and nothing, not even the savage Ironjaw Orcs, could break their will. "Hold the line," Johnson ordered. "We are more than warriors. We are the future, the codebreakers, the conquerors." The stars seemed to shine brighter that day over Omega Sector as the UESN Thunderbolt and her fleet carved a new chapter in human legend. But just as hope seemed to slip away, a breakthrough changed everything, turning the tide in humanity's favor. Commander Alex Johnson stood firm on the bridge of the UESN Thunderbolt. The dim glow of the tactical screens painted his face in sharp relief. Around him, the Stellar Navy fleet was pushing back against the Ironjaw Orc onslaught near the Terra Nova defense ring. "Captain Mei Lin, status on the decrypt?" Johnson's voice cut through the tension. May's fingers flew over the holographic keyboard. "The Cipher Core module is holding steady. We've cracked more layers of the Orcs' encrypted battle signals, feeding real-time data to the Sentinel sensor arrays. They're tracking enemy flanking maneuvers before they even begin." The Sentinel arrays mounted on all Thunderbolt-class vessels blinked with icy blue pulses. They revealed incoming Orc Crusher-class warships trying to circle around the fleet's rear. Commander Ryan Blake, commanding the UESN Phoenix, spoke over comms. "I see them, Alex. Initiating intercept runs. Phantom ECM drones are active. We're jamming their targeting systems now." The Phantom electronic countermeasure drones swarmed the Orc fleet like metallic wasps. Their pulse disruptors scrambled enemy kinetic disruptors. Targets flickered and misfired. Thunderbolt's new vortex plasma cannons hummed. Their plasma burst shifted frequency faster than any Orc shield could adapt. Each shot pierced shockwave shields like a hot knife through ice. "Lock plasma cannons on Ironjaw," Johnson ordered. The Ironjaw Orc flagship, a massive, hulking warship decorated with jagged tusks and scorched bronze plates, loomed ahead. Blake's voice crackled. "On it! Phoenix is moving in for boarding party deployment once you give the word." The human fleet moved like a well-oiled machine. The UESN Nemesis darted through the chaos, engineering teams led by Captain Maya Patel recalibrating shield harmonics to counter sudden shockwave surges. "Ready when you are, Commander," Patel reported from Nemesis Tactical Lab. Johnson nodded sharply. "Fire at will. Concentrated plasma volleys on Ironjaw's dorsal shield generators." The Thunderbolt's vortex cannons flared. Adaptive plasma bursts carved arcs of blue and gold through space, striking the Orc flagship shields. The Ironjaw Orc crew roared in defiance, but their shockwave shields flickered and collapsed under the assault. "Shields down on Ironjaw. Target their kinetic disruptors next," Maylin called out. The fleet responded instantly. Phoenix Phantom drones closed in, jamming disruptor arrays and causing massive feedback loops. "Disruptors offline," Blake shouted. "Boarding party ready." The Thunderbolt's assault shuttles launched. Human Marines clad in Stellar Navy Mackay. IV adaptive combat armor dropped from orbit with magnetic grapplers. Their armor's dark silver plates shimmered with blue circuitry lines. Leading the boarding party was Lieutenant Kara Voss, a seasoned veteran known for ruthless efficiency. "Move fast, disable their systems, and capture the command bridge," Voss' voice came through comms. Inside Ironjaw, Orc crew scrambled to repair broken systems. Their exo-armor suits hissed hydraulically but couldn't withstand the humans' precision strikes. On the Thunderbolt bridge, Johnson watched as Orc signals went dark one by one. "Sensor arrays confirm Ironjaw fleet cohesion breaking down," Maylin reported, her tone sharp with excitement. Suddenly, the Sentinel arrays detected a new threat, a secondary Orc fleet attempting to retreat through a nearby asteroid field. Blake grinned. "I'm sending Phoenix and Nemesis to cut off their escape routes. Coordinate with Phantom ECM drones," Johnson said. "Pin them down. No one gets away." The two human ships darted ahead, weaving through the dense asteroid belt. The Phantom drones disabled enemy targeting systems as Phoenix launched precision plasma bursts that shredded enemy hulls. Back at the defense ring, the Orc forces faltered. Their war cries turned to desperate howls. Commander Johnson, Captain Maylin said, eyes fixed on the screen, "We've decrypted more of the Orc tactical commands. They're ordering a full retreat." Johnson allowed himself a rare smile. "Not on our watch." He bolstered the attack orders. "Hose there." Thunderbolt and Phoenix pressed forward, relentless. "Bring the pressure to their rear guard," Johnson commanded. "Nemesis, support with electronic warfare. Patel, keep shields optimized for rapid assault." Through the chaos, the humans moved with cold precision. Every plasma burst was measured, every maneuver calculated. The Ironjaw Orcs, once confident in their brute force, now watched their fleet crumble. "Fire final salvo on Ironjaw's remaining cruisers," Johnson said. "This fight ends now." The Thunderbolt's plasma cannons flared brighter than ever. The adaptive frequency shifts overwhelmed even the last active shockwave shields. An explosion tore through the Ironjaw Orc cruiser Skullbreaker. It spiraled into the void, debris glittering like deadly stars. The Orc flagship Ironjaw, now crippled and surrounded, ceased returning fire. "Boarding party reports, command bridge secured," came Lieutenant Voss' voice, steady and triumphant. Johnson exhaled slowly. "Excellent work, all. Prepare to take prisoners and begin damage assessments." As the last Orc signals faded, the Stellar Navy fleet regrouped, armor shining under Terra Nova's. Malin sent one last report. All enemy ships either destroyed or retreating. Battle status. Decisive human victory. Johnson glanced at his crew, pride swelling in his chest. We held the line. We cracked their code. And we owned the fight. Blake cracked a grin. They didn't expect humans to adapt this fast. Patel added from Nemesis, our tech and teamwork made the difference. Johnson nodded. This is just the beginning. The universe has secrets, and we're ready to uncover them. The tide had turned. The Ironjaw Orc threat was broken. Humanity's place among the stars was no longer in question. They were dominant. They were unstoppable. They were human. Just as hope seemed lost, the Stellar Navy cracked the final code, turning the tide and opening the path to a victory no one saw coming. The battle fleet had returned from the fierce clash near Terra Nova's orbital defense ring. The UESN Thunderbolt floated proudly above the planet, its hull scarred but shining under the station lights. Commander Alex Johnson stood on the Thunderbolt's bridge, gazing out at the calm blue globe below. Around him, the bridge crew moved with quiet purpose, their faces marked by exhaustion but lit with the soft glow of triumph. "Report, Captain Malin," Johnson said, his voice steady but filled with a hint of urgency. Malin, standing by the communications console, tapped her datapad. "Sir, the Cipher Core team has finished decrypting the entire galaxy-wide signal. It wasn't just a random code, it was a map, a key, coordinates leading to a location, the Celestial Nexus. The Celestial Nexus. The name alone sent electric shivers through the room. Legend had whispered of this place, a vast energy source buried in the Outer Rim frontier, an ancient power capable of fueling entire civilizations for centuries. Johnson felt the weight of the moment. Coordinates? Lynn swiped the display toward him. Sector RX-47 near the fringe of the Outer Rim. It's beyond mapped space. Commander Ryan Blake, fresh from coordinating recovery ops on the UESN Phoenix, entered the bridge with Captain Maya Patel following behind. Blake's eyes reflected the same fierce pride Johnson felt. "Damage reports?" Johnson asked. Patel's voice crackled in, steady and confident. "Phoenix and Nemesis are battle-worn but repairable. We've already started patching the hull breaches. The Vortex plasma cannons on Thunderbolt and Nemesis are fully operational again. We'll be ready for the deep space expedition within 48 hours. Johnson nodded. "Good. Stellar Navy Command has authorized an expedition. The Thunderbolt, Phoenix, and Nemesis will lead the mission." He looked at each officer. "Blake, Lynn, Patel, you're with me. We uncover what secrets the Celestial Nexus holds." Humanity moves forward. Outside the viewport, Terra Nova's twin moons cast pale light on the dockyard's busy ramps. Support ships buzzed, ferrying supplies and wounded crew. The Ironjaw Orc threat had been crushed, their flagship Ironmaw crippled and their fleet scattered. Yet the galaxy was far from safe. Mei Lin turned from her console, her voice low but resolute. The Orcs' encryption wasn't random. They sought the Nexus, too. If they had reached it first, Johnson clenched his jaw. "We can't let that happen." Blake stepped forward, his eyes sharp. "Intel shows scattered Orc warbands retreating toward Kardrax. If they regroup, they'll come back stronger." Patel added, "That makes our mission even more urgent. We don't just need to find the Celestial Nexus. We need to secure it." Johnson gave a slow, firm nod. "Then we prepare. Our Stellar Navy colors fly not just for war, but for discovery, for the future." The hum of the Thunderbolt systems filled the room, steady and alive. Below decks, engineers tightened bolts and calibrated targeting arrays. On the Phoenix and Nemesis, crews ran diagnostics on the Phantom ECM drones and Sentinel sensor arrays. Every weapon, every sensor was refined for the unknown journey ahead. Later, the three ships slipped from Terra Nova's orbit, their thrusters igniting in unison. The vast darkness of the Outer Rim frontier swallowed their fleet, stars streaking past as they jumped to sublight speeds. Commander Johnson stood once more on the Thunderbolt's bridge, watching the endless black. His voice was quiet but powerful. "This is more than a mission. It's a chance to claim our place in the galaxy, to show every species that humans don't just survive, they lead. We will unlock the universe's deepest secrets, not with brute force, but with our minds and our will." Captain Maylin smiled at him, eyes gleaming with the fire of discovery. "Whatever waits at the Celestial Nexus, we'll face it together." Commander Blake's hand rested on the Phoenix comm panel. "And if the Ironjaw Orcs follow, they'll find us ready." Captain Patel added, "The Stellar Navy never stops advancing." This is only the beginning. As the fleet surged toward the Celestial Nexus, a silent message echoed across the stars. Humanity had broken the code. The universe's greatest secret was within reach. And nothing, not alien warlords, not ancient encryptions, could stop the unstoppable spirit of humankind. Victory was theirs, the future was waiting, and the Stellar Navy led the way.